Hi, I'm Cassandra Ford, the Business Recycling Program Manager for Bridging the Gap. And in celebration of America Recycles Day today, I am at the Waste Management Recycling Facility, and we're going to talk a little bit about recycling in the Kansas City area. So I'm here with John Blessing and Michelle Martin from Waste Management. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about what you do and about the recycling facility here?
Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Martin. I'm the plant manager here and I oversee the facility and the entire operation. Today, for this topic, it was very important for us to shut down the entire system so that we can spend time with you talking about what's near and dear to our heart, recycling.
I'm John Blessing, the Public Sector Manager, and I care for all of our municipal customers in this area. And as recycling continues to evolve, it is still a mainstay core element in the waste management industry. This MRF in particular services the entire Kansas City metropolitan area and receives single stream recycling from both our residential and our commercial customers.
You used a couple of words people might not be familiar with, so why don't you explain what a MRF is and what single stream means?
Okay, so MRF, MRF, stands for Material Recovery Facility, and it is the building we're in today. Single stream really refers to the way the material is collected in a single commingled stream of material and then brought here to the MRF for processing. Opposed to the original way that it was done where the customer had to sort everything at the curb, this process really puts customer convenience at the forefront and then leaves us with the challenge of how do we sort the material here at the MRF, and we accomplish that through a combination of labor expertise and technological innovation. But to be honest with you, it would be easier if I could show you the MRF live in action rather than try to describe it. And I actually have a pre-recorded video I'd like to show you and like to show the viewers as well.
Hello everyone, this is Michelle Martin and welcome to the Kansas City Recycling Center. We process about 8,000 tons of material a month from both residential and commercial customers in Kansas City itself and the surrounding area. We are proud to employ 75 local people which work to operate 2 shifts and run the plant from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. Monday to Friday. In this 70,000 square foot building, we use several forklifts and heavy machines to feed the system. And speaking of system, ours is made of 75 conveyors, 4 balers, 4 optical sorters, a magnet, and an eddy current. This equipment, alongside with our workers, help transform the loose material from your home into a compressed bale of saleable product.
As you can see, it's a detailed operation.
Absolutely. So in the video it shows that the material is sorted by both people and the equipment. So kind of how much is sorted by the people, like hand-picked labor?
Okay, that's a great question. So about 20% of our material is still hand sorted, and there's 2 parts to that. Number 1, they're focused on taking off materials that are going to negatively impact the operation of the machinery. And then number 2, they're a quality control to make sure that we're not inadvertently contaminating other products.
Okay, what you mentioned about things not being acceptable and not being allowed here. So in the video you see a lot of material that was going across the lines that shouldn't have been in the single stream bin. Can you talk a little bit about contamination and what's not acceptable in your stream?
Yeah, I can. So number 1, the easy one, is film or plastic bags. So this type of packaging or plastic bags or film we refer to, that's not acceptable in the single stream. It cross-contaminates our material. And then we have polystyrene, or what we know at home to be styrofoam. This is not acceptable. And then let's go to our helium tank, our propane tank. These are absolutely not acceptable in single stream. When compressed and made into a bale, they can cause explosions in the MRF, cause fires, which can be detrimental to the operation. Other items of concern are ropes or even extension cords, clothing. These items wrap around our shafts and our equipment and it shuts it down. And then lastly, another safety concern would be wood. We see a lot of wood that comes across, and with the friction of the moving equipment, it can cause a fire.
And something you brought up, some of these items you see are recyclable in the Kansas City area, but just not in the single stream. Right. So like the clothing and the rope and even the electrical cords, all recyclable, but just not in the single stream here at your facility. So we'd recommend that people go to the website recyclespot.org. That is a local website that talks about where you can recycle things in Kansas City. So not just the single stream items, but also the other items like electronic waste and clothing and such. So that brings to another issue we get a lot of questions about is glass. So is glass allowed in the single stream?
So glass is not accepted in our curbside single stream program. We're lucky here in the Kansas City area. We have a local glass recycler that services the entire Kansas City metropolitan area through a local drop-off collection program.
Yep. And all of those locations are available on recyclespot.org as well. So we're coming up on the holidays. A lot of questions we get is about whether or not wrapping paper or tissue paper, bows and ribbons, whether or not any of that material is recyclable.
Okay, so just like this nylon strapping, those items typically have a nylon coating or a plastic coating, which means it's not pulpable at a mill. They can't break it down, they can't make a product, therefore they can't sell it. And then subsequently, that means that we can't take it in our single stream, so it's not allowed in the single stream material. And then, speaking of nylon wrapping, we do have another video that John has, and it's going to show how these items get wrapped around our machine. So do you want to cue that up, John?
Sure, let's take a look.
There is a theory that all items can go into a recycling bin and we'll sort it out at the recycling center. Unfortunately, that mindset can be dangerous. And here at Waste Management, where safety is our #1 priority, period, we don't take any chances. Our employees are geared with top-of-the-line puncture-resistant gloves and sleeves to help protect them against needles and glass and other dangerous items. You can help keep our employees safe by keeping the contamination out of your single stream. And how dangerous is it to our equipment? Well, items like extension cords, Christmas lights, and other wrappable materials can shut down an entire sorting system. Imagine 75 conveyors coming to a screeching halt. Not good and not safe. To help defend against wrappables, we clean our system daily. Following lockout-tagout procedures, our workers enter the equipment to clean off what should have never come in the first place.
Okay, so that talks a little bit more about like the equipment damage that can possibly happen due to non-acceptable items in the stream. So I don't think people realize how much damage and how unsafe it is for a lot of your employees when they put non-acceptable items into the stream. Right. So not only with the equipment damage and the safety concerns, but also contaminants can lead to additional problems as well, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So our export markets, our buyers are demanding a clean product with less than 1% contamination in it. So if we look at this bale, our paper bales typically weigh 1,400 pounds, and the export markets are demanding less than 1% contamination, which equates to about 1.4 pounds. It doesn't take a lot for it to add up. This type of item, these type of items, very easily find a way to sneak inside our paper bale, making it a non-saleable product.
We know that our customers have the best of intentions, but we really want to discourage from any kind of wishful recycling, and we encourage they maintain their educational level on what is and is not acceptable in the single stream. I like to say, when in doubt, leave it out and then find out, which they can get that information on recyclespot.org, bridgingthegap.org, their local municipal website, or Waste Management's own recycleoften, recycleright.com.
Okay.
It has been our pleasure. We really appreciate being able to participate with you in this.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks, Cassandra. Thanks, everyone.